Hello, everybody. It is me, Colson Kaufman, and today I'm doing a little bit of a review video. Yesterday, I think it was, yes, I uploaded what is now one of my most popular videos, which is about the current update to the 2024 election polls. And I noted that I think that Colorado is going to be 100% Democrat, considering this whole hoopla of BS with the Colorado Supreme Court's getting him off the ballot. It's not been passed yet by the Supreme Court, although I have no doubts in my mind that the Supreme Court will probably pass it, but they might not, due to being that the trial on Donald Trump has not gone through yet. So there's no real taking in like if he's guilty or not. But off of that video, I got a lot of good support. I got a lot of likes. I got a lot of dislikes. I got a lot of supporters, and I got a lot of haters. But it's politics. It's a game. It's like football. You like one team but hate the other. So I mean, what are you gonna get, right? And I just wanted to go over some comments and kind of answer it. So it's more of a Q&A, I suppose. And the first comment comes from a guy called Default Username 1145. Very original. Very original. He says, just saying, I think Colorado actually narrows from Colorado's decision, considering now Kennedy, he's talking about RFK Jr., is going to get almost all of Trump's support, and with Trump on the ballot, Biden probably wasn't getting more than 50% in the state. Maybe, I don't know, because, again, the independent candidates they're not always like, I don't think we've had a prominent individual candidate since I think it was Wallace back in the 1968 election, and we haven't really had a prominent individual leader to not just get states, but also to just be prominent itself. I think Gary Johnson was one of them, and I know he keeps running kind of back and forth. And another one, but the only other one today would be probably RFK Jr. There's also that one guy, Cornell. I can't remember his first name, but the guy looks like he's melting. And considering if you put him next to Joe Biden, he's melting faster than Joe Biden. It surprises me that much. But maybe I can't really say that RFK Jr. has a chance at winning any other individual state besides his home state, possibly, which is Massachusetts. But he is definitely a big character in this role that will probably help Trump out more than Biden. And if he ends up helping himself out more, that's great. I honestly think out of all the Democrats that have really been presidents in our history, I think it comes down to Bill Clinton having some good ideas, and it comes down to the Kennedys being just the most prominent and most trustworthy Democrats of them all, I do believe. And he also says, and what's with that safe Maine prediction, but likely Oregon and Illinois and the state of Maine itself is more likely a swing state? I couldn't tell you because I don't live in those states. It's all kind of up to what the GOP says, and the GOP predicts that Oregon is a little bit more slightly, it's still Democrat, but more likely a swing state, and Illinois, a lot of them are probably swinging on if they want to be Democrat or not, and I totally get that. I mean, look who's in office, someone that's raised gas prices like triple, if not quadruple, the amount that it's ever surpassed in decades, I'd say. I think we've had the worst gas inflation since Harry S. Truman, which, is really, to me, it's incriminating and it's sad all at the same time. And yeah, there's just a lot to fight over on that. Someone else said here by Don Cambariri, I think that's how you pronounce it, 3162, and a lot of other people said this too, and I'm going to explain why this is. Please lower the background music on your next video. We could hardly hear you speak. That's true. I actually when I was reviewing the editing, I didn't want to make the music too loud, but I was like, well, if you can't hear it, I might as well not have music. But then people are going to ask me now that I have music, why? Why did I have music in my video? And it actually is kind of simple. I kind of realize that this generation that I live in and the generations that will come after it have the lowest attention span possible. I swear to God. And I know that's influenced a lot by TikTok and Instagram, as well as YouTube Shorts. But the attention span of people my age has probably decreased substantially. Like, I don't want to say, if I had to give a percentage, maybe 70%. Because I can watch an hour long video, but at the same time, I only want to watch like the most important pieces of that video rather than the whole thing itself, which is why I don't like watch movies anymore, uh, or like seasonal things on Netflix. I just don't do it because my attention span is kind of just falls apart. And you'll see that a lot actually on TikTok and such, is that you'll ever see those videos where there's like Subway Surfers at the top and then an actual important like quote from a video that could be misinterpreted, and it's only just the good quote, but the whole video itself probably sucks sometimes. But then like people just watch the Subway Surfers and listen to the video that's important, but they'll probably end up forgetting about what's important. So that's why I have the music, is because I want to use it as a way for not just older people to that I know for a fact will listen in, but to also hear out from this generation and other generations in the future to have more of a attention span. Because if they hear the music, I do believe that the attention span will garnish more people to pay attention to what is important, as well as have something nice to listen to. So am I getting rid of the music? No, I don't think I don't really want to get rid of something that's going to decrease viewership on the videos I present. But I will decrease the volume in music, definitely for the next video. Um, and also, yeah, on my voice too, I do have a kind of deeper voice, and I was also recording at like 11 at night when I made that video, so I was kind of tired. So it is kind of harder for me to speak up more because I obviously don't want to wake up my neighbors, and I don't want to wake up really anyone in my house, like my parents, right? So it's kind of hard for me to speak more out loud without like making squealing noises. I don't want to do that, obviously, and I can make my voice higher pitched. I just don't think it looks right in a professional manner. Um, And then a lot of other people were just raving, like this guy Scott, the own and only. Okay, sorry, my dyslexia is killing me. Trump 2024, unless Jesus comes back, but even that's better. Again, this channel is supposed to promote both sides. I'm not going to agree on. You could tell which side I'm agreeing on just by how I speak. But I'm not going to say, yeah, fuck yeah, it's gonna only be Trump, bitches. Like, I'm not gonna be like 100% Tucker Carlson. I am gonna give news on the Democrats, but there's no saying that I'm supporting it. I just have to give news on all parties because we're eagles. Our national bird is the eagle. We're left, right, and the middle. The middle is the independent party, and then the left is Democrat and the right is Republican. And as that, if we connect together, we are the eagle. That's kind of how I look at it. So in that kind of way, I'm not gonna like comment down below and be like, "Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about." I kind of just have to present myself kind of like a podcast and give all sides. So love the comment, anyways. And then the final one was saying Biden 2024, and I know that got 10 replies, all negative, all very negative responses. I think one of them was actually a supportive one, but I can't tell if he's joking or if he just has no idea what he's talking about, and this is probably some 10-year-old with lack of speech development. So someone said Biden 2024. Hey, it's an opinion that many people are going to support you on, but it's an opinion no matter what. So this person said, Brian Cooker 2627 said, more wars and inflation 2025. That is true. If we elect, I feel like no matter who you're electing, you're kind of in the sense of wrong, because I do believe Donald Trump is a better candidate automatically. But we need to stop electing old people. We need to stop doing it. Like, if Donald Trump was not able to be elected, under any circumstance, I would elect Vivek Ramaswamy because he's younger. We don't need old people in the office because we've been doing it for 40 years now, discluding Obama and discluding Clinton. We just been old, like we keep using that like phrase like, oh, older people have so much experience, so let's hire them, let's elect them. That's the problem. There's a difference, I think, between 70 and 80. 70, you're probably not having Alzheimer's yet, and you probably don't have dementia yet, and you're probably a little bit more eligible at the job at like the max. Like you shouldn't go more than you are. But when you're 80, like Joe Biden, everything most likely has fallen apart. You're just crippling. You can't even walk in a straight line without falling, especially on camera. You can't ride a bike, okay? Like, so I don't think there's a right or wrong candidate. I just wish we had more younger candidates, but with this election, I doubt that's going to happen unless the trial that Donald Trump goes through says anything otherwise. But yeah, that is kind of true. Wars and inflation, that will increase and get really bad. Then this person said, this other person, oh, someone's responding to that called Steve P4383 said, "You're in a cult." And the response with that is, you should be ashamed of yourself. Get to know someone personally before judging them based off their support. Grow up. That is true. I think Steve here didn't do really much research, so he's willing to be like, oh, you're in a cult. You're in the Republican. You're in the Republican Party, and that's a cult. I could say that about the Democrats. I could say about the independents. I could say it about all third-party parties, but I'm not going to call out anyone on that because, to me, what really defines a cult, because if you have a group of people, even if it's your own friends, if you have your own friends come together and do all something at once and do it almost religiously, I would call that a cult as well, but you would call it a friend group or a friend routine. So it depends on how you describe what a cult is, and in my knowledge, the Republican Party is not a cult, it is a party. And then, yeah, this guy is kind of agreeing. Mahesh, I'm sorry with the names, again, it's really hard to pronounce. Mahesh Sitaram, 1654. Personally, I'm not for either candidate. I think they are both way too old to run. That is correct. Even the independent party presidents, like RFK Jr., are still a little bit too old to run. I think we need someone like Ramaswamy, who's now 38. Anywhere from, like, I'd say 38 to about the max, I'd say 60. And that's why I've said 60, because Chris Christie is 61. He needs to get his fat ass, his fat jelly bean looking ass off the podium and away from politics. He wasn't a good governor. I don't know why he keeps saying he was when he wasn't. Yeah, so there's a lot of responses, but I do thank you all for the responses. I know the video did great. And yeah, that's really about it. I'm going to fix the music. I'm going to try to speak louder, and anything else I talk about, no matter if it's about the election polls or etc., I will let you guys know about it. And yeah, that's about it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys.